Richard I, known as Richard the Lionheart Coeur du Lion, was one of the most iconic and enigmatic monarchs of medieval England. His reign, though brief, is remembered for his military prowess, leadership during the Crusades, and his enduring legacy as a warrior king. Born on September 8, 1157, in Oxford, England, Richard was the third son of King Henry II and Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine, two of the most powerful figures of the 12th century. From an early age, Richard demonstrated a talent for leadership and a passion for warfare, traits that would define his rule. Despite being an English king, Richard spent much of his life outside England. His upbringing in the rich courts of Aquitaine, under the influence of his mother Eleanor, immersed him in the culture of chivalry and troubadour poetry. His early years were marked by rebellion against his father, King Henry II, often aligning with his brothers in their attempts to assert their independence. Richard's military skill was evident even during these familial conflicts, as he successfully defended his territories and cemented his reputation as a formidable leader. Richard ascended to the English throne in 1189, following his father's death. However, his focus was not on domestic affairs, but on fulfilling his vow to join the Third Crusade, a campaign to reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim control under Saladin. Richard's decision was driven by a combination of religious zeal, personal ambition, and a desire to enhance his prestige as a warrior. The Third Crusade, which began in 1189, saw Richard emerge as one of the key Christian leaders. His military brilliance was evident during the Siege of Acre in 1191, where his leadership and determination played a crucial role in the city's capture. Richard's rivalry with King Philip II of France, another leader of the Crusade, often complicated the campaign, but his unwavering focus on defeating Saladin earned him widespread respect among his allies and adversaries alike. One of Richard's most famous battles was the Battle of Arzaf in 1191. Here, his strategic genius and courage on the battlefield led to a decisive victory against Saladin's forces, showcasing his ability to inspire and lead troops under immense pressure. Although Richard did not achieve his ultimate goal of recapturing Jerusalem, his efforts culminated in a truce with Saladin, securing safe passage for Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land. Richard's return journey to England in 1192 was fraught with peril. Shipwrecked and forced to travel incognito through Europe, he was captured by Duke Leopold V of Austria and later handed over to Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI. Richard's imprisonment became a significant event, with England heavily taxed to pay the exorbitant ransom for his release. After more than a year in captivity, Richard returned to England in 1194, only to leave shortly thereafter to defend his continental territories against King Philip II of France. The latter years of Richard's reign were spent in France, where he fortified his holdings and engaged in constant conflict with Philip. In 1199, while besieging the castle of Cluse-Chabrol, Richard was struck by a crossbow bolt. The wound became infected, leading to his death on April 6, 1199. Richard the Lionheart's legacy is one of heroism, chivalry, and military brilliance. He remains a romanticized figure in history, celebrated for his courage and leadership, despite the controversies surrounding his neglect of England's governance and the heavy taxation imposed during his reign. Richard's life exemplifies the dual nature of medieval kingship, a balance between the glory of conquest and the burdens of rulership. His name endures as a symbol of the chivalric ideal and the enduring allure of the warrior king.